Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the adjective bad, and I'm going to talk about some adjectives that are like leveled up versions of the word bad. So I'm going to introduce a lot of adjectives that have like deeper meanings of bad, and I'm going to share some example sentences. So first, I want to introduce the way I've presented this material. So this is what's called an adjective wheel. So inside this wheel, this circle, there are lots of adjectives. I separated them into groups, and so we're going to see how all of the groups mean similar things, but we're going to explore the small differences in meaning. So I want to start with this part of the wheel. So at the center is the word bad, our focus word. I want to begin with this part. We're going to focus on these three words to begin. So, from the center, the next word out is the word decayed. This is an adjective. All of these are adjectives. And outside of decayed, there are two more words. So here in this group, we have decayed, rotten, and spoiled. So this is R-O-T-T-E-N, rotten. But in American English, we usually pronounce it as rotten, rotten. Spoiled is pronounced as it is spelled, spoiled. You may also hear this word pronounced in British English and perhaps Australian English as spoilt, spoilt, with a T sound at the end. So, decayed. The root here is decay, which means that something is very old, or maybe it's dead, and it's becoming like in a worse state than originally. Spoiled and rotten share a meaning, which means that something is like maybe growing mold, like in your refrigerator, or it's no longer safe to eat, as with food. We can also use this word to talk about like children who have had like too much good stuff, like too much candy or too much money or too much fun. They expect too many fun things. So it's something that was maybe good before, but now is not good. So these are things that are spoiled or rotten. Let's look at how we use these words in sentences. You'll notice a theme here. First, let's look at the word decayed. We found a decayed animal next to the road. So a decayed animal, this means that the animal is dead, and that means the body is decomposing. So to decompose means it's not like an animal shape anymore. The body is slowly breaking into small pieces. So it has like this really disgusting image, a decayed animal. Another word, rotten. So in this sentence, I've used this ew. Ew is a way that we express disgust casually. Ew. So ew, there's rotten food in your fridge. So rotten food means the food is not safe to eat. The food smells bad. Something is rotten. There's rotten food in your fridge. And I think this milk is spoiled. I think this milk is spoiled. So these two words, when you're talking about food, you can use them in the same way. Like, I think this milk is rotten, or, ew, there's spoiled food in your fridge. You can use both of those in the same way. So we use these a lot to talk about food and drinks. Decay tends to sound a little more serious, like maybe it's maybe after like a natural disaster, like a person maybe, or like an animal, something that maybe sounds a little more severe. We might use decay for that. So this is our first group in this adjective wheel. Let's move on to this next part over here, these three words. The words are stressful, unpleasant, and troubling. Stressful, unpleasant, and troubling. So stressful, we see inside this word is stress, stress. So something that causes us to feel stress is stressful. In this word, unpleasant, we see un meaning not and pleasant. So pleasant means a good thing, something we enjoy, but unpleasant means not enjoyable, something we do not enjoy. And finally, troubling. Something is troubling. So trouble is here in this word. So that means it causes us to sense trouble. So maybe we don't feel trouble, but maybe we feel concerned or we feel worried. So let's look at how we use these words in sentences. First, let's look at stressful. Moving to a new house is so stressful, so it causes us stress. Now let's look at unpleasant. Here, that meeting was really unpleasant. So it was not enjoyable. Maybe someone had an argument or there was a big disagreement. That meeting was really unpleasant, so not good, and causing stress as well. Third, troubling. There was troubling information in the company report. So troubling means like we have a sense that trouble is happening or there's some trouble somewhere. So it's trouble and like stress. It causes us stress and we sense trouble. So troubling and unpleasant are not necessarily the same thing. So the meeting was maybe unpleasant, but it might not have been troubling. Maybe there was no sense of like trouble or a problem. It was just not a good meeting. Maybe people were unhappy. So these are kind of related, similar adjectives, but not quite the same. Okay, let's continue on to this group at the bottom of the wheel. This group here of 3, the base kind of here for this group is poor quality. Poor quality. So poor quality means not good quality. So for example, things that are maybe very cheap are sometimes poor quality, or things that we make very quickly are poor quality. The other 2 words in this group are the very casual crappy. Some people might consider crappy a curse word, so please be careful. You might hear crappy or crummy. Crummy is good to use if you're worried about this sounding like a swear word. Crummy is spelled C-R-U-M-M-Y, crummy. Or you might hear cheap also. A more polite word to use, especially at work, is unsatisfactory. Unsatisfactory. So let's look at how to use these words. First, poor quality. For example, my phone case is really poor quality, So that means maybe it breaks easily, or it doesn't protect my phone, or it scratches really easily, for example. So my phone case is really poor quality. Let's move on then to crappy. So crappy, as I said, has like a very casual meaning about it. So something that's crappy sounds really, really low. We can also use it to describe our feelings, like I feel really crappy today. Here, in my example sentence, I bought a super crappy pair of shoes online. So here I've also used the modifier super. So super also indicates it's a very casual situation. So we use this word mostly among close friends, and we don't use it in polite situations. So crappy means extremely poor quality, very low quality. Finally, let's look at this word, unsatisfactory, unsatisfactory. And if we break this word down, we see the prefix here, un, combined with satisfactory. The root here is the word satisfy. So satisfy, to satisfy, means like to be pleased with something, to be happy about something. So this means not satisfied with something, not happy about something, in relationship to quality as well. Okay, so in an example sentence, your sales performance this quarter was unsatisfactory. It was unsatisfactory, so that means your performance was of poor quality, but that means that it's like something that we were not satisfied by. So it was not good, but this is a polite way to say, like, we wish you had done better, for example. Okay, so that's this bottom group here that relates to poor quality, a poor quality meaning. Let's move on to the next group then, this group here. So the base word in this group is mean, mean. So mean is very commonly used among kids for someone who is being unkind. Someone is unkind, we can say that person is mean. After mean, I have these 2 words, which are evil and corrupt. So evil often refers to like characters in stories. So someone who is, we could say, very bad, like the bad guy, or like the villain in a story is often considered evil. So someone who is evil is like 100% bad. So they want to do mean things or unkind things or terrible things. Corrupt is a bit different. Corrupt is used a lot in the real world to talk about real world people and real world situations, not just characters and stories. Corrupt means that someone is influenced in a negative way. So often like they're taking money or they're taking favors in exchange for a service, exchange for something. So let's look at how we use these adjectives. First, with mean, a common example is something like this. Kids might say, "Why are you being so mean?" So why are you being so unkind? So maybe a child would say this to like their parent when told they can't do something. Why are you being so mean? Here, with the use of evil, a question. Do you think Darth Vader was truly an evil character? So evil means, do you really think that he was 100% bad? So evil here, as I said, relates a lot to like stories and storytelling. Finally, the word corrupt. In this example sentence, many people think politicians are corrupt. So that means, again, exchanging something like money or favors in exchange for another favor, in this case in politics. So these all kind of relate to unkindness, being unkind or being mean as an extension of bad. Okay, finally then, this last group here, these three words, the base here is harmful, so causing harm. Here we see full at the end of harm, as we saw with stressful here. So these words refer to causing that thing, causing stress and causing harm here. So harmful means something that causes us like to feel maybe in danger, or it causes harm, as I said. So within that idea, there are two adjectives. First is dangerous. So the root here is danger. So something that could be like potentially unsafe for people's health or to their body. And the other word is detrimental, detrimental. So here we have detriment inside this word, which means like it causes a loss in some way. So it causes like a reduction of some kind, a decrease of some kind in something. So let's look at how we use these in sentences. First is harmful. Secondhand smoke is harmful to people's health. So again, it causes harm, it causes damage to people's health. Second is the word dangerous. In this example, don't drive so fast. It's dangerous. It's unsafe to drive so fast. And finally, detrimental. He gave a terrible speech last year. It was detrimental to his career. This is a common way that we use detrimental. So we follow detrimental with your preposition to. So detrimental to what? This shows us it was detrimental, meaning it caused a loss. And this part here, after the adjective, explains what was reduced or what decreased because of this other thing. So in this case, his career kind of decreased, or he lost maybe something good about his career. It caused damage to his career. So we use this pattern, detrimental to something, to explain that. Okay, so that's the final group there. But this is a quick introduction to just actually a few words that mean bad. There are a lot more words, but you can check a thesaurus to see some more examples and to get a few more example sentences as well. So you can check out a lot more words that mean bad, but these are some good ways, I think, to start leveling up your use of this adjective. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to practice making an example sentence with one of these words, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Of course, if you liked this lesson, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things that can help you with your English studies. Thanks very much for watching this lesson, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.